peace building starts to decline due to other types of norms of peace, that it will be easily changed within institutions.
Yes, so $2.3 trillion and it still failed. So what happened in Afghanistan? And the example of Afghanistan will be very close to the lecture that we had before this. And so when it comes to the issue of Afghanistan, there was this contradiction in the liberal peace, and that became very apparent in the post-Taliban state building in Afghanistan. In particular, when all these warlords were incorporated into the government, and this US-backed government was never, in all these 20 years, able to achieve some sort of monopoly in the violence. So they had always to rely on the warlords when it came to their missions, their operations. Not only the US-backed government in Afghanistan, but also the US, NATO, ISAF, their military missions. And this was very contradicted liberal peace, since there was a lot of like war crimes that was committed by these warlords, for instance, killing and torturing of prisoners, and in a way the US also do that, but instead of calling prisoners of war prisoners, they call them detainees, and in that way they could go around the Geneva Convention of not torturing prisoners of war. One example of this happened in Dasht al-Aili, in northern parts of Afghanistan, where a warlord who's called Dostum, he fought side by side with the US troops against the Taliban in northern parts, and they captured a lot of prisoners, and they massacred, killed 2,000 of them in big containers out outside the city, and despite this, UN condemned this action very roughly, and despite this, the US kept on collaborating with Dostum, this warlord, all these 20 years. And however, the benefit of this collaboration that they had, it was bilateral. And so the warlords, they received money, weapons, ministerial positions in the government, and also a lot of sponsorship and aid from the US military. This contradiction raises a number of practical and also ethical questions for the liberal peace. The warlords would will lose from peace. Hence, they benefited from all these state-building projects, this chaos that there was, and the state weaknesses. So it can be said that the means that were used to achieve peace opposed peace, and so the warlords would not benefit if the goals was achieved. They benefited a lot from the chaos there was, and maybe that was one of the reasons why now in August, in the summer this year, that the Taliban managed to topple the government, because these people that were in the power, they were only there for their own benefits, and were never there for for the mission itself.
So to sum up and to get into conclusion, we ask ourselves, is in last term liberal peace was a concept that looks for the peacekeeping of the global values, or only the Western values, if they are looking for themselves or for everyone? So it is hard to say, and it's true that it both have part of reasons. So we have to get into like a middle point conclusion, that is the concept of hybrid peace, and how we understand hybrid peace, that is the opportunity of this post-liberal to truly emancipatory form of peace building, with a hybridity between liberal